I was laughing out loud. This movie is clever, like when they use the word hysterical instead of hysterical. Ha ha ha. I don't understand why it's been rated so low. It's hilarious and fun. I'm not going to waste a lot of time talking about this movie because honestly, it doesn't deserve it. Ladies First on Netflix is one of the most boring comedies I've seen in a long time. And no, it's not because of the message it's trying to send or whatever. It's not original. It's not fun. It's just boring. You see, every joke they tell, you know what the punchline's going to be. You know what point they're trying to make with everything. You know how the movie is going to end before you even get there. Honestly, Sacha Baron Cohen, I don't know what he was thinking taking this role other than he probably needs to get some money to pay his ex-wife. The setup for this movie is that Sacha Baron Cohen's character, Damien, he's a jerk. He's a guy that's in charge. He wants to become CEO of this company called Atlas. And so he thinks he is next in line to be CEO. So what does he do? He's disrespectful to women. He's a misogynist, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And then at one point, he's more or less forced to hire a female creative director named Alex. So he hires her, and then he just completely disrespects her ideas in the meeting. When she tries to talk, all the guys talk over her. Nobody takes her serious. Nobody listens to her. And so she quits. And after she quits, he goes kind of chasing after her. And that's when he falls. He bumps his head. And when he wakes up, oh, guess what? He's in a world where now everything is controlled by women and all the women are acting like the men. And that is the setup for the premise of this movie. The worst thing about this movie is that it's a comedy, but it's not funny. The main word I would use to describe this movie is annoying. That's it. And this is going to be one of the shortest reviews I do because I don't want to give it that much time. It's not funny. The jokes are just obvious. I think that's the worst part. Every joke that's told is just something you can see coming from a mile away. And you just want something more from it. There might have been a way to do this movie that would have been funnier or at least more interesting. But all the writers did was say, hey, what if we made it where when he wakes up, the world is reversed? All the women are acting like men. Okay, so nothing really changed. It's just they're in different roles. They're in the opposite roles that the movie wants to portray. It might have been more interesting if you showed how the world would be different if the women were in charge, but instead they were lazy about it, and all they did was say, what if the women acted exactly like the bad men in the movie? That's it. There's not really any humor to it. I mean, they have just lazy jokes, like instead of Victoria's Secret, it's Victor's Secret. Just dumb stuff like that. And instead of women being objectified in advertisement, it's men. That's it. That's as deep as it gets. And I just thought there'd be a little more to the movie. Honestly, I didn't have high hopes for it, but I had low expectations. But I honestly thought it'd be a little funnier because of Sacha Baron Cohen being in the movie. But it's clear to me that he just took this role because he needed the money. He needed the money. There's no way he thought this movie was going to be funny because the jokes were few and far between. And when they were there, you knew what the punchlines were going to be every single time. There was very little originality, very little creativity, and worst of all, almost no actual humor. The jokes weren't there. You know, Ladies First isn't offensive. It's not shocking. It's not even just bad. It's just lazy. And that's what makes it disappointing because the premise of the movie had enough going on. It had enough potential for something genuinely clever, maybe a little uncomfortable, maybe even insightful. But the movie settles for the easiest possible version of every idea they have. It confuses role reversal with satire, it confuses recognition with comedy, and it confuses social commentary with simply repeating stereotypes in the opposite direction. This movie feels like a first draft that made it to the final edit because underneath all the flat jokes and repetitive writing, there could have been a smarter movie that was made. It's trying, there's something there, but we didn't get to see any of it because what came out is terrible. So overall, I have to say, don't waste your time with this one.